Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today I am here with Miss Brenda Gail. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm so glad you're here today. So, we'd like to start off with that difficult question.
That difficult question.
Oh, it's always the difficult question for people. Who is Brenda Gail?
Well, Brenda Gail is complicated. No, I'm a mom. I'm actually a grandma, 2 little girls. I've been in business my whole life. But I've been also had the dream of doing my own thing musically. I got my first guitar when I was 6 years old. My guitar teacher went by the name, it was so strange, of Joni Mitchell. So, and she would hand write out my lyric sheets for me, my chord sheets, and they were James Taylor and Joan Baez, and all these folk songs were what I learned to play first off. And so I loved that music because I loved being able to play that music. I love listening to music, but it's just the best to be able to play it. So every time I hear a great song, I'm like, immediately, I need to learn how to play that song. So, yeah. And, I've spent a lot of years on the other side of the border in Cabo San Lucas, outside of Cabo San Lucas. It's where my business, and I have family there. I have family here in San Diego too, so I kind of bounce back and forth. But I've just kind of, during the pandemic, had the time to sit down and write kind of what I had been pent up inside of me for so long. And I wrote 10 songs. And we just went to work, me and my producer friend, Dean Cody, and we had the time to just sit down and really, really dive into them. And so I'm really proud of this album. Yeah, it's, I just feel like I'm getting started. I'm just getting started. So I don't have a lot to say about accolades before or anything like that, but I am just so excited to be here right now and enjoying the moment.
Oh, absolutely. And, I think it's so cool that, everyone has the right time when they release music. I think each artist. And at this point, as we had talked earlier before the show and stuff, I think it is so great to see that, we're not obviously, and I'm going to say this, I'm not the 20-something-year-old, and I know you're not. And it's just so nice to see people releasing music that is good music and that is just beautiful at any age. Like, I just think that is awesome. And I think music is just universal language.
Absolutely. And my musical heroes are all, they're getting up there in age, and they are still doing what they love to do. And that's the beauty of music, is that it's not like being an athlete where you just can't do it after a while, Yeah. It's like brutal on the body. But music, you can do it forever, and it lives in you, and it's healing, and it's, therapeutic, and it just means so much to me. So I just can't even imagine my life not playing music somehow, whether singing in the shower in my car or at some cool gig, with my band. So I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. So I have to ask you a question.
Sure.
Now, I heard that you had surfed. Do you still surf?
Yeah. Not as much as I used to, because when I think about spending half a day going down there at the beach, I'm like, I really should finish that song. And, I really should. So I'm kind of torn between the two. But I love it. I love it. And I could, if I was down there and somebody went, hey, there's a board, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, why not? but it takes a lot of time and effort and training, really. I mean, you have to really stay in shape for that, you know? So, yeah, it's kind of hard to pass my guitar by and go, yeah, I'm going to go spin the street.
Well, I don't blame you. And yes, and that's why I was asking, because like some people are like, oh, they only surf occasionally as they get older. And then, and I asked because, it's something that like I've always wanted to try.
Yeah.
And I know everyone's like, you have to be in great physical shape. And I'm like, okay, we'll try it anyway. No.
Oh, no, go to Waikiki and they'll just push you right in and you'll have a great time.
Perfect. Oh,
baby steps.
I totally appreciate that advice. Oh, so let's talk a little bit more about those 10 songs off your self-titled debut, Brenda Gail.
Brenda Gail, yeah.
Yes, and I noticed the first release was actually Holiday. You released that before.
Holiday. Yeah, just a fun little ditty. I have a van named Morrison that I love to get in and go camping in. So when I couldn't, because there was no place to go, and everything was shut down, I would sit in there and just kind of pluck away at my guitar. And I started thinking, I just want to go on a holiday. I just want to go somewhere, just, anywhere. I'll go to Reno. I'll go to Vegas. I was just throwing out these places. It's like, really? Whatever. And it kind of just came together. And then it was, again, it's kind of a drive-in little song. It's got some good guitar in it by Dean and some great backing vocals by a friend of mine, Ben Hernandez. And it was really fun. It was fun to release that as the first single because it's upbeat and kind of gets you going. So.
Yes, it's definitely a fun song. I loved it. I was like, listening, I'm like, yeah, I could do that right now too. Sounds good. Let's go.
Yeah, that was just really all about what I wanted to do is just go anywhere. Just get out of my house, basically. So,
I think we were all right with you. So is there now obviously I know they're all your babies but is there a couple songs that to you just feel more like you just like these are like the best songs I've ever written type of a feeling
Gosh, and they're so different, really. I mean, a couple of them, Holiday, there's another country one, One More Heart, that's really a bar song. It's got some beautiful pedal steel in it. But probably the one that means the most to me is the last song on the album called Sweet Rosalee. And that is a lullaby for my granddaughter. Her name's Rosalee. And so that one really came from the heart. And so that means the most to me. Lightning is another one, about relationships. And there's some relationship songs in there, a few of them, but not from the perspective of like a young love. This is kind of like, all right, we've been through the ringer. We're here. We're here, and really not about me either, too. I mean, so much of it is about, but other people that I've observed, other people's relationships or whatever. So you just kind of, little things come in, and you kind of pick and choose, and suddenly it just kind of forms this whole story. So it's interesting. I find it interesting. People go, oh, wow, is that about you and your husband? And I'm like, no. I'd
like to say yes, but no. Oh, it's so funny because that's, most great songwriters do write about, like, obviously some parts of their lives, but they write about other people, or they find characters like they do in books, so to speak. They'll take like one of those characters. I forget who it was, took a Faulkner character and they made a song around it, kind of a thing. It was really cool to where they got that inspiration. And it's so nice to see the different inspirations of each artist and each writer. And
it comes from so many different strange places, it's amazing. It just pops into your head. And I'm definitely one of those people that keeps a writing pad next to my bed because I'll be asleep and just my eyes will shoot open. It's like, wow, that should go in a song. I got to remember that because I will not remember it in the morning. So. The inspiration comes from all kinds of different places.
Absolutely. So would you like to get into our 20 crazy questions?
The crazy questions. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
No wrong or right answers, and I promise we won't get arrested yet.
Can I plead the fifth if necessary?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. What's your dance like nobody's watching song?
Oh, wow. That kind of falls under that guilty pleasure category too. What would it be? All those kind of 80s songs, the new wave kind of, I danced to all that stuff. So yeah, gosh, I can't think of any one song in particular, but there's so many. These are the hardest questions for me because my music is so eclectic that I'm like, pick a genre, pick a pick a time frame, pick a so gosh.
Okay, so we'll just go with the 80s hits. That's great. That's that works.
It's hard to pick one out of there were that's all we did was dance in the 80s. What else did you do? So there was the disco dance, there was the punk rock dance, there was and I loved them all. Honestly, I loved them all.
Oh, so. Beautiful. Do you have the perfect workout song?
Perfect workout song. It's going to be something rocking. So I've been listening to, this is funny, but my new guilty pleasure band is the Pretty Reckless, and I love Taylor Momsen. And I just, again, love a girl that's just getting out there and just fronting a full-blown rock band. So yeah, Take Me Down's a really good song that they do. Their whole album, Death by Rock and Roll, is pretty darn good, I gotta say.
I'll have to go
Not
check out that.
countryish
I
at
don't think I've
all.
heard the whole album. Yeah.
Not countryish at all, but it's if for a workout and getting going, that'll get you going.
Awesome. Tell us your top 2 favorite concerts.
Oh, and see, this is tough too because I am a professional concert goer. So, I mean, I have seen the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, David Bowie. How do you pick your favorite from those guys? I mean, that's just 3.
That's right.
And I'm lined up for 5 good ones to see this because everything just opened up again and everybody's touring. And I'm like, oh yeah, let me get caught up with everybody I didn't get to see for 2 years.
Okay, so who are the ones that you're looking forward to seeing then?
I'm gonna go see Tedeschi Trucks. I love Derek Trucks and Susan Tedeschi. They're awesome.
Yes.
Their band is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go see the Pretty Reckless. I will be sporting my tank top and just rocking along with everybody else there. And I'm going to go see Wilco. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love Jeff Tweedy. Yeah. So those are some really good ones too. But yeah, I mean, you can't beat the Stones and Bowie and just for, just big shows. So,
yeah,
and I love them I've seen.
It's kind of like when I asked someone, I remember their first concert, and they told me Prince, and I was like, that was your first concert? Really? Like, it just totally was like, wow.
That's good. You can stop now.
Yeah, we're done. Oh, yeah. So tell everyone a couple albums or artists that they need to listen to before they die.
Oh my gosh. Anything by Lucinda Williams.
Oh, yes.
Do not live your life and not listen to Lucinda Williams. I love her. I love her songwriting. Yes. I love her stories. I loved John Prine. I think you need to go back to the roots of it all. I love, the stories and those guys, there's no better storytellers really. So
absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. Like I said, I love pretty much everything. I'm hard pressed to find stuff that I would just go, I will give everything a good listen and go, God, that's really, there's some cool stuff in there. So,
Well, that's how I am. I love just, yes. And it again, doesn't have to be country, doesn't have to be rock, doesn't have to be indie. It can just be,
I
you
just
don't
love a
have to
good
have a
song.
label.
If
Yeah.
I feel it, then it's good to me.
Exactly. And that's probably why people ask you about your music. Was that written about you because you obviously delivered it, that it was believable that you lived this moment? So.
Yeah, a lot of them I did.
No. So let's go back to the guilty pleasure music. Tell us what's currently on your guilty pleasure list.
Gosh. Well, the Pretty Reckless for sure. Spending so much time in Mexico, I love Latin music. So I am a huge Shakira fan. Huge Shakira fan. But her old stuff, like in the very beginning, because I have to say, she really inspired me when she was young, before she started really moving around and stuff. She's just sat there with an acoustic guitar and played the most gorgeous songs, beautiful. She wrote the most beautiful songs in Spanish. And I went, wow, that, I felt it. And so it inspired me to pick up a guitar and go, I want to tell my stories too. I want to give this a try. So she was an inspiration for me for sure. Yeah. We didn't have big radio stations down in Cabo. It's like you got to listen to Shakira, Maná, and probably Luis Miguel, and that was it. That's all you got.
I could say at least we got those few up in America too, because I've always loved that crossover. I always loved Latin and Spanish music, and it's funny because someone asked me some of my favorite, and I'm like, okay, do you know Spanish people? Because if you don't know the music there, I'm like, I can't even. So those are great choices.
I mean, boy, you go they know how to have some good parties, and you get a good little Latin band going there, and you can't help but dance. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
Absolutely. Okay. So hypothetically, if I said to you, I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
Oh, well, of course. I'm from Mexico. The desert there. It's all desert land. So, I mean, all you got to do is get in a plane and there's like nothing for 800 miles. It's probably pretty easy to do.
Perfect.
I always just think of the desert. I don't know why.
No, probably because no one goes there enough. That's why. It's
just so secluded. It's like,
well, it's perfect. So, do you have a game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Well, I'm just going to hop in Morrison and drive and hope for the best, I think. I'm going to stock up the van and go. If you're in my way, I'm just going to keep going. Get out of my way or get run over.
That's a great plan.
I don't know what else to do, really. Not much else you can really do.
Oh, yeah. I would agree. What job would you be terrible at doing?
Anything 9 to 5. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
I could understand that.
I run my own businesses. I haven't had a 9 to 5 job for many, many years. So, I don't like being tied to have to be there it's such a huge chunk of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. For someone who still works that 9 to 5 day job, I totally get that.
So I like the freedom of, kind of running your own business. And then, music obviously is the most freeing thing ever. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Tigger's coming back again to say hi. Okay. Hi, Tigger. Say hi. Oh, okay. We're hugging. We're giving hugs now. You're so sweet. So, if you won the lottery, what's the first thing you would do?
Well, it would probably take that much to be able to afford to buy a house in California. So that's probably what I would do first off.
Oh, I'm laughing because I've seen those prices. Yes.
Oh, wow. It's crazy.
There's nothing compared to the real estate prices out there. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, wait, how can you have a 9-to-5 job and afford a house? I don't get it. Like, I literally don't get it. So
it's amazing, but it's so beautiful here that I understand why everybody wants to be here. So I get it.
yes.
But, so that's probably what it would, and that would probably take up all of it, actually.
Well, I'll make sure I get you a nice housewarming gift to go with it, at least.
Okay.
What's the last thing that you read?
I just finished reading the biography on Ronnie Spector. Fabulous. What a story. Oh my gosh, what a story. I love her too. I love her music. And so I was waiting for this book to come out because I just thought it's going to be crazy. And it was all of that.
Awesome. I have to add that as my recommended reading list now.
Definitely. It was pretty wild. Yeah.
So do you prefer boots or heels? And I'm going to throw in flip-flops on this one.
Oh, boots all day long. Okay. All day long. In fact, I have girlfriends, this one girlfriend of mine, and she always used to make fun of me because she'd always have these real flowery little sandals on and everything. And I'd show up with my cowboy boots on. And she's like, why can't you just wear girly shoes? And I'm like, what if you have to run somewhere, kick something or jump on a horse or something? You never know.
Right. You never know when that could happen.
Be prepared for everything. She gave up on me after that, I think.
Who would play you in a movie about your life?
That's tough. Gosh, who would want to? I know who I would like to play in their movie. Can I play somebody in their movie?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Oh God, I would love to obviously do a Lucinda movie. That would just be too much because I know every one of her songs. But let's see. Do they have to be like alive right now? I don't know. It's like I try to think maybe somebody like Sandra Bullock or something. I'm trying to just even think of someone who might even similarly resemble me. Where do you even start? I don't know. Meryl Streep. Let's go for the stars. Let's go.
Why not?
Let's shoot.
I'll call her up tomorrow, see if she's interested. She might be. I won't make any promises though. I don't have very much leverage. Just saying.
Okay. Please, I'm counting on you.
Okay, so this one's very easy, I think, but it could be difficult. Where's Waldo?
Waldo, that Waldo dude. He was in Baja for a long time while my kids were going to school. He was there every day. Every day. Him and SpongeBob, by the way, were there every day.
So that's where they're hiding. They're hiding in Mexico.
He left. I don't know where he is. I think he's somewhere with that gnome guy cruising around. I don't know, in Europe or something. I don't know.
What's the best thing since sliced bread?
Oh, time with my family and friends. After everything, it's just, every minute that I just get to give my friends a hug and hang out, and just, that means everything. My kids are everything. And my guitars are everything. I gotta say.
That's beautiful. Guitar. I love it.
So they've gotten me this far. So I gotta give a little shout out to my guitars for sure.
So would you rather cook or order in?
I love to cook if I have a group to cook for. If I'm just by myself, then I love to order out because it's just, I can do something else.
Yeah.
You have all this
much
food,
easier.
Forget it, because I'm used to cooking for a big group. So when I don't know how to cook for just small portions.
I'm right there with you. I end up freezing a lot of extra food sometimes, and I'm like, okay, we'll eat this later then.
And I don't, but then I don't. And then my freezer's full of all this stuff. I'm like, this doesn't sound good. packing it full of stuff.
So what's the worst pizza topping?
Olives and definitely olives, black olives. I just don't get it. I don't understand them. Somebody explain them to me because I don't get it. And green bell peppers. Yeah, I don't get those either. Oh, yeah, the olive thing is just, I mean, you might as well go out and lick your tire, I think. Isn't that kind of the same taste? They don't taste
taste thing for sure.
They don't taste like anything. I don't get it. So,
yeah, I'm not a big black olive hot food thing. Yeah, no.
no.
If they're cold, they're perfect. But
Yep.
well, so what about pineapple? Yes or no? Because there's a big debate going on the pineapple. So we might have I'll have to calculate this at the end of the year and figure out if it's yay or nay for pineapple.
Question. Yes, it's an important question. The bigger question though, is do you like fruit in general with your food? So like, do you like mango in your salsa? And do you like applesauce with your pork chops? You know, some people just don't like fruit with their food. I gotcha. So I love fruit with my food. So pineapple's fine with me. I will not shoo away a pineapple on my pizza.
And who doesn't love mango in the mango salsa? I mean, come on. Like, how can you not?
Don't like the fruit in the food. I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah, I totally get it. Some people it's a texture thing. Some people taste. It's
Or they have to separate everything. It can't touch.
Yeah. Yes. I was that 5-year-old. I got the divided plates from grandma. She gave me.
I'll just hide the stuff I didn't like under the chair. Hide it. We'll never find it.
Oh, what do you wish would magically clean itself?
My son's room. He could use a little help in that.
Well, tell us something on your bucket list.
Really, I want to get in my van and I want to go play a bunch of music. I just want to go. My goal really when I got the van was to be able to travel around the United States because I've never done that because I spent so much time in Mexico. So now I'm like, oh yeah, that's what this van is for. You know, I want to go hit venues and see places and go to New Orleans and Austin. And, you know, I've been to Tennessee, I've been to Nashville, but I want to go again, of course. And yeah, I've got friends, you know, in Colorado and Florida and all kinds of places. So I'm looking forward to getting on the road.
Absolutely. When you're in Florida, make sure you let me know.
Oh, I will.
As long as I'm not on the road, we're going to definitely have to get together.
Oh, for sure. I'd love to. Absolutely. I've got some good girlfriends in Florida. It'd be a good time.
Absolutely. There's nothing better than Florida. At least when you're not working and busy, you know.
That's right. Work is where you work. So.
Yeah, we all work. It's what we have to do to live, right?
That's right.
If you could be any person or position for the day, like a CEO or an accountant or a surgeon, what person or position would you want to be and why?
The thought of being a CEO of anything just is so not on my bucket list of things to do.
Says the woman running businesses, right?
I am so wanting to save myself from any of that possible scenario that I would rather just leave that to somebody who really wants it. But I will take a creative person and just somebody like Joni Mitchell or gosh, what a life, you know, an artist. People, I just love people that just find so many or so good at so many different things, you know, that just the art just comes out of them in so many different ways. And so, yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's beautiful. Who wouldn't want to meet Joni Mitchell for the day though?
Right.
I'd sign up for that too.
just one day.
Yeah. So do you have any words of wisdom that you live by? And if so, what are they?
Well, my daddy, when I was little, he used to always love to say, he was words of wisdom, but he just used to tell me, don't get mad, get even. Okay. So there was that it was at a young age. I tried not to, as much as possible, feel like I would have to get even with somebody. But I really think, I want to take it to the other side of that yin and yang. And, I love things like Lennon and McCartney, the love you give is equal to the, love you make, and give peace a chance, and all you need is love. And that's what I like to live by. I mean, geez, you just look no further than a Lennon McCartney song. There you go.
Exactly. Sometimes we need a little more of that in life in general.
Oh, especially now, for sure. Yeah.
Yes. So tell us now, you're planning on doing some touring, yes, with the new CD and stuff and new music?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Working on that now. Again, I go back and forth still a bit because of my business. So it's, once we get this all together, I'm really looking at probably beginning of fall, where we're going to really start getting out there. I'm hoping to do something in July here locally. So that's what I'm doing right now, is trying to pull together shows and then just kind of see where else we want to go, get everybody together. It's an interesting time, everybody either has, just because of economics and everything, plays with a lot of different people. So it's hard to get people for chunks of time, and so pulling together, musicians to go is not the easiest thing to do right now. But I have found some amazing musicians, and so that's what we're working on. So I'm really happy about that.
Beautiful. And yes, it is. It can be difficult coordinating when musicians coordinate with other artists and stuff. And that is something that a lot of people outside the industry don't get it.
Yeah. And it's a weird time because everybody's just kind of getting back in and kind of feeling it out and jumping on a lot of stuff because everybody's dying to play. And so, so
people don't realize some of those, like you, and some of those musicians, like, people don't realize that was their full-time job is being on the road like that. And when the pandemic hit, a lot of them didn't have that constant income. I mean, if they didn't do backup for, songs that were released and they had residual income coming in for that, a lot of them didn't have that other side gig, if you will, that paid the bills because they were constantly touring.
Just on the road. It was tough going there for sure. A lot of my friends had a real tough go of it for sure during the pandemic. So everybody's excited to get back out there.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. So we'll look forward to some of your tour dates, and I hope that you will let us know when they are and share them out with us so we can share them out with everyone else.
Here's my CD. Have a listen. Brenda Gail.
All right. We'll have links for you have a Bandcamp, or where's your CD? Can purchase it.
Oh, you can get it on my website. The link is on my Instagram page, Brenda Gail, Facebook, Bandcamp's on there too. And then of course it's on Spotify and all the streaming platforms.
Perfect. And I'll make sure I include the links from Instagram for everyone and all the descriptions. So that way you can all just click on it and go check her out. Make sure you follow her Instagram and all the other socials.
Yeah. Right. Thanks so much. It's been fun.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure. And you are welcome back anytime.
Awesome. And I will look you up when I head to Florida.
Yes, ma'am. And if I do some traveling and I'm out in the San Diego area, I will make sure to let you know when I'm out there as well.
Please do.
In case you happen to be there at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. It'd be fun.
All right. And thank you all for joining us for another episode. Have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.